episode of Chamber Chats, we'll sit down with Cormac Giblin, Director of Housing Policy and Economic Development for Collier County Government, to talk about how the Partnership for Collier's Future Economy, which is a joint effort between the Greater Naples Chamber and Collier County Government, works to strengthen and diversify our local economy. With over 25 years of experience in community planning and development, Cormac has held leadership roles across the public, private, and nonprofit sectors. He authored Collier County's first ever community housing plan and brings deep expertise in long-range planning, zoning, housing affordability, and economic strategy. In this podcast, we'll explore what is the Partnership for Collier's Future Economy and why it matters. We'll learn about critical services available to businesses, from site selection to workforce development. We'll learn about how business retention and expansion visits support existing businesses, and why local partnerships like this are key to economic resilience in Collier County. This episode is perfect for business owners, investors, or community members looking to better understand how economic development supports long-term growth and job creation. Cormac, thanks for sitting down with me.
No problem, Christina. Thank you.
Absolutely. So we enjoy a wonderful partnership between Collier County Government and the Greater Naples Chamber. Talk to me a bit about the Partnership for Collier's Future Economy and how it came to be.
The Partnership for Collier's Future Economy is, again, it's a partnership between the Greater Naples Chamber of Commerce and Collier County Government, with the focus of expanding business opportunities for attracting new businesses here to Collier County, and also not leaving out those that are already here who might want to look at expansion, need data help, or look for job training services that the county can provide.
Okay, so talk to me about how we do that together. How does that look for the end user if they were interested in engaging in that?
Sure. The first step of contact is on our website. We have a contact for folks who'd like to get interested in reaching us. It's either through the county's EDO website or through the chamber's own website. We have a relationship with a chamber employee whose job is it to be kind of the boots on the ground, to be that first line of help for any kind of businesses looking for assistance here in Collier County. We partner that with the research and the technical expertise that we may have at the county through weaving them through regulations, through permitting, through growth management, through utilities, through site selection. And really the two hands working together can provide those services to the business community.
So there's a lot there. Let's start by unpacking that first.
Right.
The first part you were referring to is called the business retention and expansion visit, right?
Right.
So one of the team members from the Greater Naples Chamber can come out to your business, spend time with you understanding your pain points, your opportunities, what it is that you need from our government partners, what it is you need from the private sector partners to support you, right? With the goal of retaining your business here in the county and helping you grow and thrive. That's about 80% of the work that we do at the Chamber is all about growth of existing businesses, right?
Right. And to me, that is the most important part of the partnership. It's when people think about economic development, most of the time, those efforts may be focused on bringing new businesses here, looking around the country, looking around the world, trying to bring those new corporate headquarters, trying to bring those new jobs here, which is important. It's important that we be an attractive place and for the economy of the world to want to locate. But by doing that, sometimes there's a perception that you're forgetting those that are already here. And these business retention visits, the requirement is that we do at least 50 per year. That's really almost one a week that we go out and we touch base with our businesses who are already here. We listen to what their feedback is, what kind of challenges are they facing, are they themselves ready to expand? Because 80% of the growth in jobs comes from businesses that are already in your community. It's much easier for a business that's already here to expand, grow, maybe move, find a bigger site than it is to bring someone in from across the country. So that's why that part of the partnership is very important to me in terms of making sure that we don't leave the folks that are already here behind.
That's right. And that's what we want to do as well, right? Take care of them, make sure we're hearing their pain points. What are some of the things that we're getting out of these visits? What are the most common opportunities and challenges that we're hearing our businesses share?
The opportunities that we're seeing are there is very, very strong growth in the manufacturing sector here in Collier County, be it medical devices. We have a defense contractor who's doing some expansion. Those high tech medical and manufacturing positions are in demand here in Collier County. Some of the challenges come with site selection. It's hard to find those pre-zoned shovel-ready sites right here in Collier County. That's where we can come in and provide some expertise on the growth management side to help folks find those sites. And also the workforce development. We're finding that the new jobs are not necessarily the same skills that our current workforce has been already trained for. So we're working with our partners with the Collier County School Board, Lorenzo Walker Technical Institute, FGCU with micro-credentials. We're working, and Career Source, working to help train that next set of the workers for this new economy.
So talk to me about how these initiatives impact long-term stability in our region and all that job creation that we're aiming for.
Well, Collier County has traditionally had this three-legged stool economy built on construction, retail, and tourism since its founding. Coincidentally, those happen to also be the three lowest paying job sectors in our economy. So by bringing in some of these manufacturing and medical skewed jobs, we aim to help increase the diversification of the county's economy and the incomes of our workforce.
Well, I think that's very valuable, right? We love our hospitality community. We are known as a place to visit. It's a great place for tourism. But Naples means business, right? It's a great place to do business.
Yes, the number of corporate headquarters that move here is astounding. It is a place where once someone comes here, they never want to leave.
So for those that do want to open a business in this area, how would they get started?
Well, get started, give us a call, give the chamber a call, give my office a call, get on our website. We've got a multitude of resources there, and we can walk you through the regulatory process, the site selection. We can work with you to see what we can do to help match you up with whatever it is that the particular needs of your business.
And talk to me a little bit too, because you guys do some great research out of your office. What are some of the information that you have a pulse on?
We have information on the ins and outs of how people move through the community. We know where certain things are, where utility lines are going, where water and sewer service might be available, size of parcels, future zoning, where the next city, village, et cetera, is going to be, where roads may be expanded to bring people into those areas. So our site selection process is really in tune with what's coming up through the county's growth.
Great. And I know under the umbrella of the work that you do as well is the housing component of what's so important for our workforce. So talk to us a little bit about what you're doing in your offices and then some of the partners you have in the community that are making sure that we have housing that is accessible for the workforce.
Yeah, through the feedback we get through many of these business retention visits, we hear that a challenge from some of the employers is finding housing for their employees. And that's why my department focuses on both. We focus on the economic development side and the housing policy side. And through housing policy, we have been successful in the last several years in attracting more and more affordable units to be built in Collier County. In fact, yesterday I was at a groundbreaking of over 70 new affordable units that are mixed into a luxury housing development that is going to help people be able to live here closer to where they work. Because right now, there's over 50,000 people commute from Lee County to Collier County every day to come to work. And then at the end of the day, they drive back to Lee County, to their families, to their houses, and with their paycheck.
And spend their money
there. It's only a matter of time before that, 30, 40 hour-long commute grows on them, and they wind up living closer to where they live. Our goal is to shorten those commutes, bring them here to Collier County, let them become part of the fabric of our community, and at the same time, we are lessening the demands on our infrastructure.
Right.
You don't need so many lanes on the road if people are only driving a few miles to work and back.
Yeah.
So the Board of County Commissioners recently has taken a very positive stand in encouraging developers to include some affordable units within market rate developments, and we're seeing the fruits of that labor come come through right now.
And there are a lot of projects coming out of the
There are.
ground. There's a lot in development, which is really exciting to see. And then we're just continuing to keep an eye, right, on the pace of need. So to your point, the more that we can get to stay right here in our backyard, the better. I know that we've done a lot of work, too, with the Housing Alliance. So do you know much about the Housing Navigator program they offer?
Yes, the Housing Alliance is a new nonprofit being funded in partnership with the Community Foundation. And their goal is to be a one-stop information hub for all things affordable housing in Collier County. One of the things they do is a Housing Navigator where they match up supply and demand. They can match someone seeking housing with where housing is available. So on the flip side, if a developer builds housing and wants to fill it with renters or wants to sell it, they can look to the Housing Navigator program to find buyers and renters. So it really marries those two up. They're really active in helping employers find places for their employees to live closer to home.
Well, and that's what I want employers to hear, right?
Correct.
Is if they're hearing, look, I'm tired of this commute. I'm thinking about leaving this job. I'm going to go work in Lee or somewhere else. They can utilize the services of Housing Navigator. I was also really fascinated to hear, right, because there may be long wait lists at some of these properties. You're paying the application fee to not realize you're sitting on a wait list. But I understand the Housing Navigators have their pulse on some of that. So
exactly. They have the pulse on what is coming online and when. And so there is a housing shortage on the affordability side right now. But these new developments are coming online every week or so. So they know that there might not be a unit for you today, but if you wait until the 1st of next month, a new one's going to be online. They also have relationships with all of these developments where if someone moves out and there's an immediate vacancy, they know, they call the Housing Alliance and they can set someone up. So while it may seem daunting to try to find somewhere affordable to live in Collier, it's hopefully getting easier every day.
Yeah. Well, talk to us about like the future of Collier, right? I think we're seeing some more development out east. Where are we going to start to see development pop up and what should we expect?
That's going to be the next frontier in the development and growth of Collier County is everything east of, let's say, 951, even east of Everglades Boulevard, what we call the rural lands. There have been several new villages and towns approved by the board over the past several years. And we're talking on the scale of something like an Ave Maria, where we have entire new towns, villages being built out there that are designed to be self-sufficient so that we don't have this east-west commute every day from people living in one section of the county and working in another section of the county. Hopefully, we can start to see people have those business opportunities where they live so we don't have those long east-west commutes. And also, maybe some of that commute can be reversed. You know, the AC repairman who lives in Golden Gate does not need to drive to Naples to go to work. He can drive 5 miles to the east to go to work in one of these new towns or villages. So that, I think, is the next frontier for Collier County's development, and it's very exciting.
Good. Well, we're excited to see what comes online. And, you know, we obviously value the opportunity for development, economic opportunity for all, but we also balance that with environmental, right? So we want to protect and preserve this place that we love. How are we doing that when we talk about development?
Well, Collier County as a whole, we are the largest land county in the state of Florida, over 2,000 square miles. 78% of that is in permanent protection. It is either part of the Everglades National Park or state parks or local protection under Conservation Collier or other parks. So right off the bat, we're over 75%, close to 78% in permanent protection. The rest of it is developed in a responsible way. The Rural Land Stewardship Program, for example, as these new towns and villages get approved, they preserve about 4 or 5 times the amount of the land that they're building on, they're putting into preserve at the same time to generate those credits so that they can build those towns and villages. It's been a award-winning national model to both balance property rights, balance growth, and the environment all at the same time.
Well, good. I think that's important for our viewers to know because we are excited to welcome new residents to our area, new jobs, new economic opportunity, but it's important to realize that that is being balanced with all the needs of the environment in mind. So we appreciate that. Is there anything we haven't covered yet, Cormac, that you want to make sure that our viewers know?
Just that the public-private partnership of the Chamber of Commerce and Collier County Government, it's been in existence for over 22 years now. We hope it exists for a lot longer. It is we have all the right people at the table. We've got the experts in the chamber that have their pulse on the business community, and you've got the experts in the public sector through the government that can help weave through the regulatory, permitting, and other issues that when you bring those two data skill sets together, it can really provide good product to the to businesses looking for help.
Well, and that's what we want to make sure our viewers know, right? Is if you're feeling frustrated, if you've got a challenge and you just don't know how to tackle it, and you're not sure whether it lives in the county or whether it lives in the private sector with solutions, that's why this partnership exists. We want to make sure that our businesses that are here, they're happy, they're productive, they're able to focus on running their business and not have to worry about some of these other layers. So you can contact the chamber, you can contact the county office, we can schedule a business retention visit, or simply just answer whatever question it may be because of this great partnership that we have. Excellent. Anything else you want to make sure that we cover today?
I think that covers it.
All right, great. Well, Cormac, thank you so much for taking time to sit down with us. I did want to ask you one non-related question, and that is that you and I had a chance to participate in Leadership Collier this year. Tell the viewers a little bit about what Leadership Collier is and why you enjoyed that experience.
Leadership Collier, well, I don't know if I have the mission statement memorized, but Leadership Collier is a program by which professionals in the community get experience through all levels of that community. We looked at government, we looked at environment, we looked at social services, we looked at utilities, we looked at every aspect of the community and learned very much in detail about every aspect of the community. And for example, I've lived here all my life. There are things that I was able to see and learn through Leadership Collier that I had no idea were even here. And I'm pretty in tune with Naples and Collier County. It was an amazing experience. And the added benefit is all of the connections that you make through the program and through its alumni. It is a very tight-knit group that is always willing to help. And if you have a question for somebody at the sheriff's department or the school board or at a business, you can call them up, and as a Leadership Collier alumni, you have that immediate connection. And that's really what helps our businesses thrive as well, is the kind of the behind the scenes connections that we can make. So Leadership Collier was an extremely valuable experience that I recommend to anyone.
Good. Well, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for sitting down with me today. Thank you for the work that you and all of your team are doing for the future of Collier County. And we hope this partnership continues for many years to come.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thank you, Cormac.
Yeah.
Thank you again to our guests for joining us and for sharing their insights on today's episode of Chamber Chats. If you are interested in sharing your own story and you would like to be featured on a future episode of the podcast, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out to the Greater Naples Chamber to learn more about how to get involved. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Chamber Chats.